we need to have a setup on our light. So this is our light. It's just like a television. There's a lightning.
It just adds a little.
No, I just got like that. Okay. Hi, welcome to a foreigner in the Philippines. Another letter.
Good evening.
Good evening. Advance Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. And also advance Happy Valentine's Day.
Honey,
Yeah.
that's February.
Darling, it's time flies like time flies very quick. You know we're gonna be December soon.
That's true.
Yeah, December, January, February 14. So advance,
It's going to be
advance,
a new year soon.
yeah, advance Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, so here's the problem of our sender. Where's that, darling? Hi TNB, I am John from Canada and I want to visit to the Philippines for good. I have no girlfriend yet because I want to choose the best that will be called my forever. Well, nanay, looking for forever. Joke. The problem is it possible I can buy a land so I can start a farm? I heard that foreigners can't own land, but if I have a girlfriend, can we do something on it? Please advise me, Jan.
This should be a short video because this is a hot subject in many ways right now. You're not allowed to own land. You're not allowed to buy land. You're allowed to own very little here. Plus, you're not, even if you did have land, you wouldn't be allowed to work it for profit. Okay? So if you are hoping to come here and be gainfully employed on your farm, say selling produce, strictly speaking, that would be against the law. You would be able to come here, and if you married a lady and you then bought the land through her name, she would be the ownership. There may be some division of ownership here, but the story that I hear the most, this is the story that I hear the most, that in an ideal situation, the man comes, he finds someone that he can trust and love, and he marries her, and then the wife then owns the land.
Yeah.
So if there is a slight element of security mindedness, what the man can then do is he can have a lease on the land, so that if some of the horror stories that he's heard about people who have come over here, bought the land, put it in the woman's name, his wife's name, and then built the house, and then had to move out and had nothing. So what people have done is they've come, as I said, they've married, they've found someone that they can trust, they believe they can trust, but just in case, they take a lease on the land and the house for longer years than they think that they will live. So if they come over here and they don't expect to live until they're 110, and they take out, say, a 50-year agreement, then it means that even if everything goes wrong with the marriage, he is not going to be homeless because he legally owns the rights to live there.
Yeah, and at the same time, if they got misunderstanding or they gonna broke with the wife cannot sell that property.
Right.
You know, because there's an agreement that you will file, you can fight, you know, that, look, my wife cannot sell it. We have an agreement that I lease that property.
But that's all the bad news, and what you're looking for is the good news. You're looking for somebody wonderful that you think will make your life idyllic, which chances are she certainly will. And it won't be difficult to find someone because
there's a lot.
If you're a foreigner, and I'm assuming that you're a half decent looking guy, Filipino women do not, as you can see by looking at my face, you can see that Filipinas are not overly focused on good looks. Okay, fortunate for me. So let me finish. She's tapping me, which means can you stop talking? But it means that you can find someone who will love you, and as long as you show the average Filipino doesn't want to live, doesn't expect to live a fabulous life of luxury. If you come over and you have a modest, if you have a modest income from a pension, you'll be able to live quite well, and that will be more than enough for a Filipina who is seeking not just to have a loving relationship, but to have some security. Given the securities there, and this is no different, let's get this straight, let's put this one to bed. It's no different for a Filipino than it is for anybody in the UK or any of these other Western countries. Any woman will assess the suitability of a man as a husband based on more than just do they feel dizzy every time they look at him. They'll expect that he can support them and their children in times of need as well as in times of luxury. So they'll expect that wherever they are, and that's part of the makeup of a woman, is that she's looking for an ideal partner, and the ideal partner must be able to support them in reasonable comfort. And once you have that, then a Filipina is, I think it's fair to say, is probably much more likely to be faithful and loving and caring about you. I did read the results of a poll that was taken of various people. It was found that Filipino couples, Filipino to Filipino, actually were very, very caring about each other. So you come in as a foreigner and you go right into that as your luxury. So no, you can't come and own land, but you can come and you can live here and rent a nice apartment for not very much money, and then you can look around for someone that you can live the rest of your life with, and probably you will be very successful in a relatively short time, and then you can go through all the steps that we've just said. What?
You finish. It took so long. What should I advise? You advise. You
There's
already
nothing
advised.
left.
You know.
Well, I'm sorry. Did I take it all?
Just a little and give me some.
Okay, you can have the rest. See what I mean?
You know, so my
Well-
advice to you, sir, my advice to you is, what's my advice? You
I
got
don't know.
already.
I think I said it all, didn't
My
I?
advice to you is come and visit the Philippines. Don't buy or purchase any property, besides you cannot purchase yet. But
No,
because
but there are ways around
yeah,
that.
there's a
Okay.
ways, because other foreigner is circumcising the law of that land. Why you laugh? There's other do that, circumcising the law.
Honey, you're not circumcising the Lord, okay?
There-
You're circumventing.
Circumvent. you know,
What
there
could be worse than a circumcised law? Go on.
yeah, so circumventing the law, but it's not right, But
Right.
my advice to you, sir, clearly professional and very, very, very serious. Okay, visit the Philippines, tour the 7,000 island. Go to Manila, go to
Not all
Baguio.
of them, of course.
No need. But go to Manila, go to Baguio, go to North, go to South, going to other places, Mindanao, but Mindanao are safe, okay? There are just some parts of Mindanao that better not to go for your more safety, right? Go to some parts of Mindanao that is safe. Go to Davao, go to Bohol, Dumaguete, or other parts that you think find, and then choose it. Choose it. Where should I retire? Where should I feel that I'm comfortable and I can work with it? The environment, I could accept it because I like going in the beach, and this is a good area for me, right? So no need to rush to get a property, build some farms or whatever you want to do on your property. Don't rush it, because selling property also, for example, you buy a property and then you're gonna dispose it. It's also difficult. It's also a long process.
A lot of paperwork.
Yeah, a lot of paperwork to do. So better to be careful, better to be established on that area if that's your final destination on that area. And at the same time, when you find a girlfriend, don't find a girlfriend just because you want to own land. Find a girlfriend, because it's not bias. It's not good on the side of the girlfriend because the girlfriend says, I love you so much, I love you so much. But then in your mind, you're gonna say, yes, I love you because I use you to be the owner of my land. Not right. Right? So in other words, when you find a girlfriend that you love, and at the same time, the girlfriend that you could be possibly lead into a marriage.
Yeah,
You know?
you need to know a little bit about the culture
Yeah.
so that you can find out how you are going to navigate the various cross-cultural problems. But that's a whole other.
Yeah, that's a
different-
whole other scenario.
Yes.
But that's our advisor. Come and visit the Philippines and understand the culture, roaming around different places, and have some friends. Filipinos are very friendly and they will help you what you want to learn.
Yes.
There's no need to rush on making on making some decisions when it's coming here because you are in a foreign country.
And let's assume that everything goes wonderfully. You find your happy ever after lady, and you come and you have children. One word of advice, as we've now seen about words and the English language, make sure that if you have boys and you are of that persuasion that at a certain age they will be taken in and have their bits and pieces shortened a little, make sure that the surgeon knows the difference between the words circumvent and circumcise. And on that note, we would say thanks for being with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Not circumcise.
Yeah. So please
let's go
like,
from
comment,
there.
and subscribe. Thank you so much, Sir John. And sorry, I'm not the intelligent one here. Okay, I'm just he's the one.
She's
Okay,
intelligent enough because
I know
actually
circumcision.
I don't know the Visayan word for either circumcision or circumvention. So
Eh?
who's the intelligent one?
Don't listen that. Don't listen to him. But listen my advice also, sir. Because my advice is from my little heart and my little mind. Right?
Yes, dear.